It's high school playoff football from Reliant Stadium in Houston, Texas. Tonight it's a 4A Division I state semifinal. It's the 12-2 Stratford Spartans and the undefeated 14-0 San Antonio Brennan Bears. Hello everyone, I'm Brett Dolan with Ken Moore. Great to have you with us on the McDonald's pregame show. And Ken, I'm not sure where we begin. These Spartans started 1-2. They've won 11 straight games. Brennan's given up just 44 points all season. At one time, they went almost 2 months without giving up a touchdown. Something has to give tonight.
Yeah, both of these teams have been outstanding so far this season. Stratford averaging 38 points per ball game. You're going up against a Brennan team who has 9 shutouts on the season. It's hard to shut out air 9 times in a season, let alone the other opponents. So something has to give here this evening.
Is that the most impressive number of all of these crazy stats we'll have tonight?
That's unbelievable numbers. You talk about a team that's only given up 5 touchdowns the entire season, 3 in one game earlier this year. It's going to be a barn burner here this evening.
Let's talk about the Spartans. They have a 1-2 punch on the ground, and they're cousins.
Yeah, Boyd and Peters, they have combined for over 3,800 yards and 42 touchdowns this season. But it's going to be a challenge for them tonight going up against a stout Brennan defense.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch for today. Now, as far as the Bears are concerned, they have a dual threat quarterback. He can pass, and he most certainly can run the football.
Yeah, Deshaun Key, he will be the key to the game tonight. He's combined for 50 touchdowns on the ground and through the air this season. He's going to be going up against a great Spartan defense. Something does have to give here tonight.
And the winner goes to the state championship game a week from tonight at Jerry World up in Dallas. It's Stratford, it's San Antonio Brennan. A McDonald's pregame show continues. We'll come back with the kickoff in just a moment.
That was quick.
This was you. You've been trying to get me to eat egg whites for years. You went and talked to McDonald's?
Oh, an egg white delight McMuffin.
Oh, I knew it.
The new Egg White Delight McMuffin. Freshly grilled egg whites and creamy white cheddar. Also available on any of your favorites. It's another new way to love McDonald's.
This is good.
Yeah, it's better than good.
Do you remember my latte?
Oh, yeah, but it's in the car.
That's good.
Football fans, I see a Raising Cane's tailgate in your sights. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you have it in you to tackle that tailgate. To devour enough fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers and cane sauce to make tailgate history. Show thirst who's boss with sweet tea and lemonade. Not by the cup, but by the jug. Because this is our house. And today, you eat with the best of them. Raising Cane's, one love. Official sponsor of all things that make game day delicious.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up, it's deep, and it's going to be gone!
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown!
This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
I appreciate it, Gerald. You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at LegacySportsNetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Another great night to be indoors here at Reliant Stadium and our title sponsor tonight, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center. Great to have them with us. We'll talk more with our doctors, Dr. Mark Geyer and Dr. Jack Jensen at the half. You see the Spartans in white, maybe, Ken, a little bit of a surprise that they're here after they started 1-2.
Yeah, a definite surprise for Stratford coming off a disappointing non-district schedule, but they really picked it up the last 3 quarters of the season, winning their final 11 ball games in a row, a place that many did not expect them to be here in the state semifinals at Reliant Stadium.
And then you talk about the Bears. This school has been around only 4 seasons. In their first season, they went 0-10. Here they are, 1 game away from playing for a state championship.
Well, of course, San Antonio has a lot of great programs. You look at the 5A clubs like Cibolo Steel, and then now it's trickled down to San Antonio Brennan, making their first trip here to Reliance Stadium. And you look at the team comparison, this is a team that's only given up 44 points the entire season. They've outscored their opponents by 55 points per game. They've had 9 shutouts on the season. Impressive numbers. But also when you look at Stratford, hey, they're no joke. They've only given up 123 points per game, or 123 points on the season, 8 points per game. They outscored their opponents by 30 points per game. So something has to give here this evening.
Last week, Brennan got here with a 30-7 win over Leander Rouse, and it was the first time they had been held to fewer than 48 points all season long, leading to that disparity in points scored, 785-44.
Well, Stratford won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. Brennan will receive. So Stratford elects to put their defense on the field first.
Can't wait to get this one started tonight. From Reliance Stadium here in Houston, you see the carpet, the artificial surface placed down. Of course, the Texans play on natural grass, but carpet indoors tonight. And here's the kickoff from Frost, sailing to about the 7-yard line. Devontae McGarity will carry across the 25 to about the 26, and that's where the Bears will have the football first, and there's their key players.
Yeah, Deshaun Key, he is the key tonight. This is a guy that's accounted for over 50 touchdowns on the season through the air and on the ground, but he does have some help in the backfield. Nathaniel Wells, 792 yards, 20 touchdowns, and on the outside, Micaiah Green, 444 yards, 8 trips to the end zone.
Nathaniel Wells lines up in this pistol formation. He had an injured ankle, did not play last week. He'll take the pitch with Key, a lead blocker in front of him, and a gain of 9 on the first play from scrimmage from Nathaniel Wells.
We take a look at the Stratford defense. They run a 3-4. In the secondary, you look at Stevenson and Lee. They're 3 down linemen, Pruitt, Harper, and Miller. Their linebackers, Andrew, Castelli, West, and Gombell.
Going to the air. Key will complete his first pass. It'll go for the first down and more. And it was Wesley Moss, dropped after the catch, his 26th grab of the year, and it leads to a fresh set of downs for the Brennan Bears.
The key to junior quarterback completing 70% of his passes. He is the key to victory for Brennan here tonight. Secondly, ball security. Stratford has forced 28 turnovers on the season. Brennan has to control the football, and of course, they want to continue to dominate defensively.
Our keys brought to you by Massey Nissan. Key has the corner. Key will carry inside the 30-yard line. Tremendous open field tackle was made in space to keep that from maybe being a touchdown. Terrence Peters saves 6.
Well, you see the diamond formation in the backfield. He gives the signal till his fullback right behind him in the pistol. Then they'll shift.
"30-yard pickup, and this Brennan offense nearing the red zone. 4 wide receivers involved in this formation. And it's Wells to the corner, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Brennan Bears. Nathaniel Wells scores his 21st rushing touchdown of the season. And that did not take long.
Well, we talked an awful lot about the Brennan defense in the open. Didn't mention much about their offense. Well, take a look here. We'll pick it up after the field goal. But a great run by Wells for the score. 29 yards on the opening possession.
Ethan Valdez on to attempt the extra point. And he puts one up and good. A little more than a minute into our game. The Bears from Brennan High School in San Antonio have an early 7-0 advantage.
Now you see Wells here. You see him shake one tackle in the backfield. There's a huge hole on the outside. Got a couple of good blocks from his receivers and finally takes it into the end zone, capping off a 74-yard drive. Only took 1:10 off the clock. And the Brennan Bears strike first at Reliance Stadium.
You can tell their wide receivers pretty adept at blocking downfield to maintain those possibly 10 or 15-yard gains into bigger plays.
Well, this is a team that's, as we mentioned, they average 55-point differential between themselves and their opponents. It is going to be critical for Stratford to answer the opening bell.
Valdez to kick off from the 40. The two dangerous running backs, Terrence Peters, Rakeem Boyd, stand back at about their 12, hoping for a chance to return for the Spartans. Stratford under coach Elliott Allen. They've run off 11 straight wins. They've been very impressive, but they find themselves down 7-0 before they get the football.
This one may go out of bounds. That's a mistake.
By a wide margin.
And we'll take a look at our key players for the Stratford Spartans. The quarterback, Freddie Prince, 1,239 yards on the season, 14 touchdowns through the air. In the backfield, Terrence Peters, over 1,400 yards, 15 times into the end zone. And at the wide receiver position, Will Brettauer, he's been in the end zone 9 times on 27 receptions.
It looks like the Spartans want to re-kick. They want their dangerous return men, Peters and Boyd, to have a chance to make a play. So they'll back up the Bears and we'll do it again.
Well, they've had one kickoff return for touchdown this season. They only average about 24 yards per return, but they want to give their special teams unit an opportunity to make a big play.
That was Terrence Peters on that kickoff return for a touchdown earlier this year. He will be on the near side of your screen. And Ethan Valdez will have to kick again.
Crowd rising to their feet on both sides. Well represented here tonight. A lot of fans made it down from San Antonio.
There's another kick out of bounds.
Yeah, you can see they're trying to angle it towards the sideline to try to pin Peters against the edges. It hasn't worked on the first 2 attempts.
Well, might as well make him kick again. Maybe you think Valdez will get tired kicking off 3 times in a row.
Well, a lot of times the guys covering will get tired. I mean, these are 40, 50, 60-yard sprint downfields that they've had to run twice. This gives you a better opportunity to break it for a big one.
Of course, last night in the NFL game, Sean Prater's onside kick at the end for the Broncos didn't even go 10 yards, spoiling that opportunity to recover from a man who had a 64-yard field goal the week before. He couldn't kick one 10 yards on the onside kick. Well, now Valdez just keeps kicking. But it's a great point with the special teams players because they'll have to do this now for a 3rd straight time.
Yeah. 3 60-yard wind sprints. That's not fun in practice. It's not fun in a game either.
15 games into the season.
We'll see if the 3rd time's the charm for the Bears. Deep men lined up at the 20.
Football heading in the direction of Peters from the 27. A lot of room to run, but no place to go, and he's dropped at the 32. So a good job in coverage by the Bears, and now we'll see the Spartans offense for the first time tonight with their quarterback, Freddie Price.
We take a look at the starting lineup. Price, the quarterback. He's been dynamic so far this season. In the backfield, he'll have Nixon and Peters. The big men up front, Touchstone, Powell, Zary, Montgomery, the right tackle, Jack Whitaker. And they're going to have their work cut out for them this evening, going up against this 4-3 defense of Brennan.
Terrence Peters on the first carry, squirms forward to the 39. Peters averaging more than 9 yards a carry, 22 touchdowns this season. Had a big game last week to get the Spartans in this position to play here at Reliant Stadium. Tell you what, with some of those yellow shoes from the Bears, it almost looks like there's penalty markers all over the field. You see some of their front linemen. We'll locate big number 94, Derek Roberson, the Texas commit. See what type of factor he is. Well, there it is. Didn't take him long.
Yeah, this is a Brennan defense that has been outstanding, and you look at them. We'll start in the secondary with Dillard, Martinez, Mitchell, and Collier. We go to the linebackers, Luna and Allen. In the defensive front, Jackson, Hanson, Ferguson, Derek Roberson, number 94, headed to the University of Texas.
And approaching 100 tackles on the season. We'll call it 3rd and 5 from this pistol formation. Price throwing on the run, and he should have the first down. Outstanding catch in traffic. It was DeBarra Nixon, the fullback, paid a price, but he got just enough to move the sticks, and we'll see it again.
Yeah, great job by Price. You see him here. Breaks contained. Looks like he's going to run for it. At the last second, he finds his receiver, picks up the first down, took a big hit.
Very Auburn-like in that play. Good look at Freddie Price. Two very accurate quarterbacks. Price completing 60% of his passes, as you mentioned. That's 10% below Deshaun Key, what he does for Brennan. And nowhere to go. You see a lot of black shirts, including Grant Watanabe. He's the middle linebacker, number 44. He's a Colorado commit, so two big-time D1 players on this Bears defense.
Yeah, Watanabe, the middle linebacker, you saw him with the big hit on the receiver on the first down reception. Makes another tackle there to be 2nd down and 10 for the Spartans.
So the Spartans will put 3 receivers to the left side of your screen in the formation. Almost a mini pistol.
Uh-oh. Everybody moved except the center.
That's a problem.
Big 72.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Humanzari didn't snap the football.
Yeah, Zari, you got a little discombobulated. Everyone moved except him.
Sorry rhymes with sorry. Sorry, guys, I should have snapped it. One thing this Spartans offense can't afford is negative plays and penalties to put them out of rhythm against this tough defense.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get in 2nd and 3rd and long against this Bear defense.
Price back to pass, inside bubble screen. Brett Thauer with the catch, trying to find a seam. He competes forward for a yard or two, but you see a very talented swarming defense.
Yeah, you see those Bears rally to the football. The keys to victory for Stratford here tonight. Brought to you by Mossy Nissan 3rd down efficiency. We're in a 3rd and long right now. They also need to win the field position battle. They can't go 70 or 80 yards against this tough defense, and they have to control that Bear front 7.
Look at the spacing in those front 3 on the line of scrimmage. See what type of pressure they can put on the Spartans. And another mistake. Jack Whitaker, the right tackle, moved.
Well, that's what will happen when you're going up against a stout defense. You've watched this team on film the entire week dominate opponent.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Dominate opponent after opponent after opponent, and you have that intimidation factor. Whitaker going up against Roberson. He knows that Roberson's going to the University of Texas. He knows it's a 3rd and long. He tries to get a jump.
Try to get that extra split second of advantage. So now it is 3rd and long, 3rd and 19. And another marker. Probably movement one more time. So earlier we saw the Bears have to kick off 3 different times.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
But now we've seen 3 procedure or movement penalties on the Spartans offense, and this has gone from bad to worse.
Yeah, Coach Elliott Allen, he's going to have to get his offense settled down. And right now in a 3rd and long situation, you just want to pick up some of it, punt the football away if you have to, but you don't want to have a mental breakdown and have a turnover deep in your own end.
Brett Thauer with 40 catches is their leading wide receiver. He lines up outside of the right, and a draw play going backwards. Peters dropped. And hit hard by Joshua Luna, fourth on this team in tackles. It'll bring up fourth down, and that Bears defense just kept pushing the Spartans back and back.
Well, I guess they had their play call plugged into our headset. We told them to be conservative, and the Bears knew what was coming. Luna drops them for a loss, and it's going to be fourth and a country mile, 4th and 28.
Michael Milstead will punt. He averages 32. The left-footed punter gets off a decent kick, and a fair catch will be called for and made at about the 42-yard line by Jalen Collier. We'll take a break. Bears lead the Spartans early, 7-0.
Football fans, I see a Raising Cane's tailgate in your sights. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you have it in you to tackle that tailgate. To devour enough fresh, never-ever-frozen chicken fingers and cane sauce to make tailgate history. Show thirst who's boss with sweet tea and lemonade. Not by the cup, but by the jug. Because this is our house. And today, you eat with the best of them. Raising Cane's, one love. Official sponsor of all things that make game day delicious.
Quick carry from Nathaniel Wells while we stepped aside. Picked up 3. Not showing any effects of that ankle injury that limited him in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he did not play much last week at all. Got some help from one of the defensive linemen playing running back last week.
How about that as Deshaun Key carries? Troy Irby had only 1 carry all year. Last week he was forced into action because of some fumbling issues and some injury issues. All he did was run for 160 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and Irby said he hadn't played running back since his middle school days, but he picked up right where he left off in the 8th grade.
Good job on that last play defensively by the Spartans. Key looking for the option. Nothing there, and he goes down. Outstanding effort on the corner by Alex Miller, and it's 4th down.
A great job that time by the Spartan defense rallying to the football, swarming Key near the far sideline. You see the option, nowhere for him to go, nowhere for the pitchman to go as well as they run it to the short side of the field, and the Spartans turn him away to be a 3 and out.
Miller, just a sophomore. You see big number 18 in the middle of your screen with an outstanding play to bring on the punt units. And Key, the quarterback, will stay in. Here comes the kick. And a fair catch is made by Zach Miller at about the 13. So the Spartans get the football back, but you really feel like that was an important sequence for their defense and their team.
Absolutely, and this is a great defense on that green and white sideline as well. They're not exactly chopped liver. They only give up 8 points per game. They only give up 85 yards per game total, 52 on the ground, 32 through the air. They have forced 28 touchdowns as a unit defensively, so they're going to come to play here this evening.
Stratford defeated Ridge Point in the first playoff game 17-3. They defeated Friendswood 34-7 in the second game. Low-scoring 7-3 win over Georgetown in round 3, as you see a simple carry for Raheem Boyd. And then in round 4, really demolished a Pearland Dawson team 38-7. Even though it was close, they ran away late, 21-0 in the fourth quarter, pulling away from a good team.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to have to create some big plays to loosen up this Bear defense. You're not going to just line up and pound it down this front 7.
The sophomore Raheem Boyd, the lone setback behind. Freddie Price, who goes under center, and Boyd will carry again. Nifty move! And it was a touchdown-saving tackle from behind by the safety Christian Dillard. Otherwise, Boyd was going to take it to the house.
Yeah, watch Boyd here, right up the middle. Lowers his head, sneaks through. And Dillard, as you mentioned, with a touchdown-saving tackle. There was no one left in the secondary to pull down Boyd.
Roberson missed him. Roberson whiffed early on in that sequence. Give Boyd some credit. Nixon comes in motion. Handoff goes to Boyd again. Boy, the young sophomore. Raheem Boyd needs one block. He got the block. And did he stay in? Yes! Touchdown! 72 yards, and we're an extra point away from being tied.
It's just a counter dive to the right. Watch Boyd. He makes a move at the 30, shakes one tackle, shakes 2 and 3. Then he has one man to beat down the sideline. That's Leandre Mitchell. Shakes him off and rumbles into the end zone. The Spartans an extra point away from tying this one up.
Boy, look at the Stratford fans. Last time they had a state title, 1978. Excited by their team coming back to tie the game on the extra point from Frost. Great game going at Reliant. Brennan 7, Stratford 7.
For over 25 years, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center has been recognized in Texas as a prominent leader in orthopedic healthcare. We have provided care for a multitude of high school, college, professional, and Olympic athletes, as well as treated employees with work-related injuries from over 200 companies. Our services include orthopedics and sports medicine, on-site 24-hour emergency room, physical therapy and rehabilitation. Each of our 6 physicians are world-renowned in their specialties and take pride in their patient care. We are located at 9180 Katy Freeway, Suite 200, or I-10 and Campbell in between 610 and the Beltway. You can call us directly at 713-984-1400 or visit us on the web at www.aokc.net.
So the Spartans get the big play from Raheem Boyd against this outstanding defense. And now the Bears get the football back. We're tied at 7. High kick that'll be taken from the 7 by McGarity. McGarity stays on his feet, still fighting, and dropped forward, pushed forward to about the 32. Our game brought to you by First Community Credit Union. Think first. They're our kickoff sponsor. Also Massey Nissan. Massey Nissan moves you. And by Allegiance Bank, Texas. It's not what we do, but what we do together that makes the difference. Raising Cane's, One Love. Now the Bears with the football back. Great pursuit. There's Troy Irby, the defensive player, moved to offense last week out of necessity. Had a huge game, but dropped after maybe a gain of 1.
Well, you see old Mo moving to the side of the Stratford Spartans after that last drive. 3 plays, 87 yards, 72-yard touchdown run by Raheem Boyd, his 19th of the season. We're all tied up at Reliant Stadium.
So Deshaun Key to operate this offense. Fakes the handoff, now he'll look to run. Dangerous runner is Key, just can't get to the quarter. What a spin move! He just about broke it. Boy, it looked like Kenny was wrapped up in the backfield, and he almost escaped. It was Asso who saved a touchdown, the safety.
Well, the Spartans had the play defended perfectly. They string Key all the way out to the sideline, but they don't wrap up. He breaks 2 tackles and nearly broke it for 6. Good open field tackle to finally bring him down by Asso.
Jonathan LeBaum was the linebacker who missed him. There's Irby. Coach Besora said he's faster than he looks, but he's a load to bring down. But he might be hurt after a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, you look at our quarterback matchup, Deshaun Key and Freddie Price. Key the advantage. He has over 1,600 yards on the ground, 1,700 through the air. Freddie Price, he's more of a thrower, 1,239 yards, only 139 on the ground.
The key number, though, for Deshaun Key, I need to choose a different word. The important number for Deshaun Key is that percentage. I mean, so many quarterbacks, 50, 55, the real good ones up over 60. He's at 70.
Yeah, he has been tremendous. Very efficient quarterback. 20 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. He's rushed for 30 touchdowns on the ground, averages 10 yards per carry, but he has a lot of help in that backfield. Mekhi Green, we haven't seen him yet. 870 yards on the season. Nathaniel Wells, he's already been into the end zone, 788 yards. So they have a lot of offensive weapons on that side of the ball.
You're right. We've not seen Mekhi Green. He fumbled last week, forcing the opportunity for Irby. Now Irby is down. As you see the Bears take a knee while their teammate is being attended to. Might force Green right back into action.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's one of their key defenders as well. So this could be a big loss for the Brennan Bears. But as you mentioned in the open, this is a team that just started 4 years ago. Their first year 0-10. So this is a senior-laden group that's grown up together. They're starting to build that tradition in the San Antonio area, and they're one step away from having a chance at a state championship.
It's amazing when you give up one touchdown and it doubles your season average of points allowed in the game. But there has to be a little bit of a concern when you look at Brennan that maybe their regular season competition wasn't very good. Their opponents in the regular season, 34-71. Now, what they've done in the playoffs kind of puts that argument to bed, but they really racked up some huge numbers against some teams that they were just very much improved upon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at some of the scores that they won by this year: 52-0, 48-0 twice, 69-0, 62-6, 62-0, 64-0, 56-0. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I mean, it's unbelievable the dominance that they had out in 28-4A in the San Antonio area, and you wonder how they're going to respond if they're in a four-quarter battle, because they haven't had a four-quarter game this season.
So Troy Irby helped off the field after what was a gain of 4. And the quarterback will keep. Boy, shifty feet from Deshaun Key, and then he's just thrown backwards. You better locate him because he's going to stay and continue to try and make a play. And you see the effort made by Zach Miller, the safety, to finally bring him down.
You see the Stratford defense starting to stand up, starting to try to get some confidence. They forced a 3-and-out on the last possession. It took a dynamic run from Key on the last third down to pick up a first down. Now the Bears facing another 3rd and 3 at midfield.
Nathaniel Wells lines up to the left of Deshaun Key. He'll give to Wells with a head of steam into the pile. That second effort moves the football to about the 45. And that should be enough for a first down.
A good push by that offensive line this time by Brennan, as they're able just to force the Spartans back. They'll keep the chains moving.
What a first quarter here tonight from Reliance Stadium. Winner goes to the state championship game next Friday night against Geyer or Highland Park.
First penalty.
False start. Offense. 5 yards. First down.
Of course, we saw Stratford with 3 false starts a couple of possessions ago. First penalty tonight against the Bears for a false start.
We've seen some unusual occurrences in this building this year. Last week, here for a high school playoff game involving Katy, they kept the football the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the weirdest things we've ever seen.
1st and 15 for Key. Low snap, able to come up, and he'll come up chucking. Completes his pass. Out of the backfield, it's Wesley Moss. His second grab tonight. He'll get 5 back, lost on the penalty, and another 5, so it'll be second, maybe 4.5 to go.
Watch the pass play, nearly deflected twice by the defensive end and the linebacker. Key able to get it over their outstretched arms. And these tough Bears, they don't like to go down easy. Picks up 10, 2nd and 5.
Greg Lee, the corner, on the stop. Key will race right into the line, and he is dragging the first man there, Aiden Gimbel, the linebacker. And he's able to move the sticks, pick up another Bears first down.
For the Bears methodically moving down the field now against this Stratford defense. And this is a Spartan team that's forced 28 turnovers on the season. Try to come up with a big play here to try to stymie this Brennan drive.
first playoff game. Well, that's the end of our first quarter. What a first quarter indeed from Reliant. Each team with a touchdown. The Bears and the Spartans tied at 7.
Championship Week on Fox Sports Southwest. We turn up the coverage as high school teams from across the state start their trek to Arlington. Plus, relive big gridiron moments with classic games. It's Wrangler Championship Week, brought to you in part by Cavender's.
Long live being comfortable in your own saddle. Long live being tough enough to handle anything. Introducing Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Cowboy Cut Jeans. 2 times longer lasting and made to move with you, so you can move like a champion. New Advanced Comfort from Wrangler. Long live Cowboys.
If it's high school football, it's on Fox Sports Southwest. We're your home for comprehensive coverage every game night. Get all the Texas high school football scores and highlights from across the state. High School Scoreboard Live on Fox Sports Southwest.
Is deceptive, very elusive. He's a tall quarterback, so he can fool you with his size. But they're able to scramble for 15 yards near the 20. Another Brennan first down.
Zach Miller made the tackle. Chance for a big play here. And it was Wells, dropped by Greg Lee.
Coming to stats in the first period, Brennan 115 yards on the ground, Stratford with 88. Both teams very meek through the air, only 17 yards for the Bears, 8 yards for the Spartans. First down, 7 for Brennan, 3 for Stratford.
Bears certainly on the move. They're in the red zone of Stratford, facing a 2nd down and 5 from the 16. Wells working right into the line, and he was able to fall forward for an extra yard or 2, and it looked like he was wrapped up. First man there to hit him was Mikhail Pruitt, 3rd on this team in tackles.
So another big 3rd down now coming up for the Stratford defense. We may be in 2-down territory inside the 15-yard line. Stratford fans come to their feet on the far sideline as they try to implore their defense to get a stop.
Some key situations. We've seen a lot of quarterback keepers. We'll see it again. Deshaun Key to the corner, cuts back at the 5 to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Brennan Bears. And Deshaun Key, 31 times this year he's rushed into the end zone.
Well, that play was set up perfectly. They spread out the Stratford defense with 4 wide receivers. That allowed Key a huge running lane to the right side. No one home defensively, and he scampers into the end zone for 6.
Ethan Valdez on to attempt this extra point. From the hold of Marcus Hyatt, the backup quarterback. Clean snap and hold, and the kick is good. Not quite 2 minutes into our second quarter. Brennan back in front, leading the Spartans from Stratford, 14-7.
Nothing brings the community together like high school sports. And for the Allegiance Bank team, our partnership with the community is a big deal.
From blood drives to food drives, to even the longest of rides, Allegiance Bankers are committed to making a difference and impacting the local community, providing volunteer hours and rolling up our sleeves as an active and responsible community partner.
At Allegiance Bank, we are your neighbor and your community bank. That's our game plan.
Title sponsor of our broadcast tonight, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center. See their 2 locations, Katy Freeway and I-10 at Campbell Road.
The Brennan Bears 68-yard drive, took 5:22 off the clock. 14-yard touchdown run. Deshaun Key, his 31st on the ground this season. Brennan retakes the lead, 14-7 over Stratford.
Boyd and Peters stand back at about the 10. Kick from Valdez. A high kick angled towards the sideline. Peters just did catch it in bounds. Terrence Peters tackled across the 25. Strong efforts by Irvin Jackson, who's normally one of the starting defensive ends, also involved on special teams, and that's part of the beauty of 4A football.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this will be the third possession for the Stratford Spartans. Their first possession went in reverse as they had 3 false starts. They got it together on their last possession. 3-play, 87-yard drive, the big 72-yard touchdown run by Rakeem Boyd. Now they'll begin their third possession at their own 27, trailing by a touchdown.
Terrence Peters is the tailback, and he will be dropped from behind. Marcus Martinez, one of the safeties, quickly found himself in the backfield.
Yeah, Martinez came on a run blitz, this time from the left side, came in untouched, able to drag down Peters in the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Coach Allen felt like maybe the biggest strength of his team was mental fortitude, and that'll be tested tonight. 2 great teams going at it indoor football here at Reliance Stadium in Houston. One of 3 games in this venue over the next 24 hours. Price with time to throw. Had a man open briefly. Even though his wide receiver, Breadbauer, was double teamed, he had a window to try and drop it in, could not do so. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Price, pretty good throw on the season, completes 62% of his passes. They don't throw it much. They only throw it about 11 times per game, but they average about 10 yards per completion attempt. That's pretty good.
See big number 70 on the right side of your screen. That's Jack Whitaker, a great block on Watanabe, who came flying in on a late blitz. Pistol formation here on 3rd and 9. Price a little bit of a rollout. Being pressured.
Uh-oh.
That one's up for grabs, and that one could be. It is picked. Intercepted. Joshua Luna, the linebacker, his 2nd INT of the year, and that's the first big play involving a turnover tonight.
Well, that was just a bad decision by Price. He tried to force it into double coverage. Here, you just want to throw the football away, and he puts it up for grabs. No chance for his receiver on that play. Now, the first turnover of the night sets up the Bears at the Stratford 41.
Boy, good hands by Luna to make that catch in traffic. So the Bears leading by 7. Great field position. Deshaun Key will fake the jet sweep, working the right side of the line, and nothing fancy really on that play, but he picks up 6 yards. Football was fumbled late, picked up by one of the linemen. The other Watanabe.
Watanabe rumbling.
I don't want any part of tackling 79.
My goodness.
I'll tell you that right now.
Run, big fella, run.
He has Fumble Ruski written all over him. You can see
boy.
that play was down, but Watanabe's going to pick up the football once it's scored it loose, just in case.
Thought that was a big ham sandwich. He was about to take off to the lunchroom.
It's like
that bad boy.
tackling Dwayne Brown in this building. You don't want any part of it.
Absolutely not.
2nd and 4. Power formation here. And Nathaniel Wells squirms forward. He'll be shy by a couple of yards. Trying to move that football even closer to the marker. He's inside the 35 to about the 34.
Now, we'll see what Stratford can dial up defensively. These 3rd down plays, Brennan has spread them out and then allowed Key to go to work with a variety of quarterback sweeps and draws. 3rd and 3 right now. Spartan's going to have to come up with a play to get their defense off the field.
Key had a game earlier this year against Breckenridge. He ran 18 times for 301 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last week, a $136, a pedestrian effort of just 2 touchdowns. But you could see after watching him for almost a quarter and a half just how dangerous he is with his feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Timeout, Brennan. That's their first time out of the first half.
Bears will call timeout to talk things over. We'll take a break. Come back to Reliant. 14-7 Bears over the Spartans.
It's the season to choose at Mossy Nissan. Get low Mossy prices on the gift your whole family will love. Right now, save big. Pay 0% APR for 60 months on all 2014 Altimas. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash. But you better hurry. Come to Mossy Nissan on the Katy Freeway today. Mossy Nissan loves you.
High school football playoff style here on FoxSportsSouthwest.com from Reliant Stadium. Brennan leading by a touchdown, facing a 3rd and 3 here in our second quarter. Deshaun Key with the little spin and the flip to Wells. Wells isn't going to get there. Denied the first down, and you can see another play made by a man we've called several times tonight. Miller on the stop.
Yeah, just a little toss sweep to the left side. Key trying to get in front to throw a block. He actually got in the way of Wells, kind of tripped him up, helped out the defense. So now a big 4th down decision here for the San Antonio Brennan coaching staff as they look at a 4th and 4 from the Stratford 35.
Well, Ken, on 3rd down, I thought it was a no-doubt 2-down territory, but of course they lost a yard on the play. So it's still a 2-down situation going for it here on 4th, but the task has become a little more difficult.
Yeah, you could try a pooch kick here if you wanted to pin Stratford deep, depend on your stout defense. But looks like they're going to line up in the pistol to go for it.
Hey, with that defense, why not? Why not go for it? Key, though, is going backwards. Miller is there with a host of other tacklers from the Spartans, including Gimbel. You see Andrew, a lot of white and green, and they'll get the turnover on downs.
Well, again, you see they come, they put the backfield in motion. Key on the keeper, and Stratford was ready for him this time. A host of green and white jerseys. Big defensive stand by the Spartans after the turnover. The defense holds. 1st and 10 for Houston Stratford.
Boy, 2 outstanding defenses going head-to-head tonight. Spartans will come out in the I formation. Football's loose. Price has to fold on it. Rakeem Boyd, who broke a big touchdown in excess of 70 yards, was going to be the intended target of a handoff. Price just lost the handle on the ball.
Well, Spartan offensively looking very out of sync. 3 false start penalties, an interception, now a fumble snap. Really digging themselves a hole against one of the best defenses in the state.
Quick pass to the flats. Bredthauer with the catch and thrown out of bounds just shy of the marker, but he got several of those yards back before Jillian Collier gets credit for the tackle on the boundary.
So now that's a good play, sets it up a 3rd and short. As you see this Bear defense, they try to come up with a 3rd down stop against the Stratford offense. 6:21 to go here, 2nd period.
So an offset I formation for the Spartans. Going old school here. And Boyd ran into a wall of black shirts. Nowhere to go, and Luna, who had the interception on the previous drive, the first man there in the defense.
Yeah, they tried a little delay counter, and that's hard to prove against this Bear defense. Just too much penetration. You see Roberson, the first man there, that makes him cut it back to the left, and then a host of black and yellow jerseys there to turn him back. So now it's going to be a 4th down situation for Stratford, and they're going to line up to kick it away.
Milstead punting towards Collier. Collier is back at the 20. Milstead gets off a low kick, but a fair catch is called for and made at the 27. So the Bears have the football back. They led 7-0. We were tied at 7. And they last scored on a touchdown run from Deshaun Key. So the Spartans defense right back on the field after a 3 and out.
Yeah. Something you want to definitely give your defense a time to rest against this dynamic attack of Brennan. They're going to spread it out now, 4 receivers, 3 to the short side of the field.
So they're showing pass, but it's Wells carrying again into the line and dropped. Pruitt was there along with Miller. Alex Miller, the defensive tackle, number 18. What an active player he has been for the Spartans defense.
Yeah, he's one of their leaders, and he's been all over the field here tonight, really penetrating and dominating that offensive front of the Bears.
Officially a gain of 4 on the play. San Antonio Brennan 14-0 against 12-2. The Stratford Spartans. Reverse coming to Nathaniel Wells. Wells trying to pick a hole. He'll get the first down. He's across the 40 to the 41. Christian also had to cover a lot of ground from his safety spot to make that stop.
Well, he got a great block out front by the other Watanabe. Watch him here, the pull and tackle. Big 79. He lays out a couple of people downfield to allow Wells to pick up the first down.
Watanabe's a load. And I say that lovingly. 1st and 10 for the Bears from the pistol. Key might be looking for the deep ball. Into double coverage. That's a completion. Locating Daniel Gonzalez. And he is a big wide receiver, needing it all of that frame to bring the football down.
34 yards on the pass play. Good protection up front. He just puts it in the air and lets his receiver go make a play. And he comes down with it. First down, Bears at the Spartan 25-yard line.
Just the 16th catch for Gonzalez this year, but what a weapon with that size against some of these defensive backs. That was great coverage, just a better catch.
He's almost like a basketball rebounder, offensive rebounder boxing out on that play.
Key will just let one go towards the boundary. Wise decision, but there is a marker down and the clock stopped with 4:09 here in our second.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a busted play. No receiver in the route. Looks like it was a running play, and he just decided to throw it away.
The marker was in the secondary away from the football, the other side of the field. We'll get our indication.
Ineligible man downfield against the offense, number 64. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
We've been congratulating the Bears on some outstanding blocking downfield. That time one of the big linemen, Nathaniel Ortiz, down there illegally.
Well, I think it was a running play initially, as we mentioned, but I think since Key didn't have anywhere to run the football, instead of taking the loss, he was thinking, I'll throw it away, have a 2nd and 10, didn't realize his linemen were already downfield blocking.
Good point. Inside, bubble screen set up, and nothing available for the tight end. That's Zach Simons.
That was a tremendous defensive play by West, coming in to blow up that screen. There was not another Spartan in sight. If he doesn't make that play, that's a cakewalk into the end zone. Great job by West to blow it up.
Yeah, they had the blocking set up, to say the least. Instead now, after that loss of 2, forces the Bears into a 2nd and 12. Inside 3.5 minutes to go in our first half. Key with the play fake going up top. Another pass where the defensive player was right there, but the catch was made by Wesley Moss in front of Greg Lee.
Well, Moss, their leading receiver on the season, 25 receptions, 437 yards, averages 17 yards per catch. You watch him go up with the great hands there, brings it in. It'll be a first down for the Bears.
Complimenting Deshaun Key and his accuracy. He's got some receivers with some sticky hands.
Yes, he does. 66 yards receiving so far for the Bears.
Wells, the lead blocker for Key. A lot of running room. To the 3. A 12-yard gain. He really wasn't touched until about 10 yards into the scamper.
Well, you see Brennan now, they're starting to use the passing game to reopen up the running game. Has the Spartans on their heels. Key able to pick up some nice yardage, 1st and goal inside the 5.
I would agree, great job of play calling and certainly execution.
Offensive coordinator Craig Ritchie doing an excellent job here in the first half.
See if Key just tries to get to the corner. Purges forward, he's shy of the goal line, down at the 1. And they can really milk some more time now and try and get that 2-touchdown advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Brennan looking to go up by 2 scores. Stratford will get the football to receive the second half. But Brennan trying to make their task more difficult by putting more points onto the scoreboard.
Well, this building getting loud. See if Key and the Bears can handle it. Power formation. It's Key again. Fighting to the end zone. He put the football across, and it's a touchdown for San Antonio Brennan. Michael Harmon tried to knock that ball loose, but Key pushed it across again. 32 rushing touchdowns this season.
Yeah, you see just the play fake going again right behind Watanabe and just pushes himself into the end zone. 2-touchdown lead for the Bears.
Ethan Valdez, the special teams, come on to add this extra point. And the kick is right through. 1:43 to play at our half. It's now 21-7. Brennan, late Stratford from Reliance Stadium in Houston.
Change is inevitable. Time waits for no one. And those who look only to their past are rarely ready for their future. Never underestimate our ability, because after all, we are Texans.
(21-7) our score. Brennan over Stratford. Brett Dolan, Ken Moore with you from Reliance Stadium. That offensive line for the Bears, they've been doing an outstanding job all game long.
Well, you look at their 3 touchdown drives, 74 yards, 68 yards. That last drive, 73-yard drive, took 353 off the clock in 8 plays. Brennan has really dominated here offensively. The lone score for Stratford, a 72-yard touchdown run. Other than that, the Brennan Bears have dominated this first half.
That kick sails into the end zone. What a boot from Valdez. All right, Coach Moore, $1:43 to play in the half, down 2 scores. How daring do you get offensively?
Well, you have to be very daring. You have to open it up offensively, spread them out. You can run Peters, you can run Boyd, but you need to spread it out, get these receivers involved. You have to find a way to try to loosen up this Brennan Bear defense. If you have a trick play that you've come up with this week, now may be a time to pull it out right before halftime.
Don't take it into the offseason with you. Put it into motion. But from the eye, they'll run with Peters. They will attempt to run. He will churn out about 4.5.
Now they have all 3 timeouts remaining as we approach a minute and a half. Pick up a good gain on first down. You don't want to take too much time in the huddle.
Bears have 2 timeouts, and I would imagine should the Spartans fail to get a first down, they will spend one of those 2 remaining. Stop the clock. Freddie Price, the quarterback. Play fake. He's got a man, and his pass incomplete. Intended for Reagan Robinson, targeted for the first time tonight. And the clock stopped with 1:03 to play in the half.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage with Mitchell downfield. Also had a safety over the top. Good job defensively by Brennan, not giving up the big play. And as you mentioned, if Stratford does not pick up the first down here, the Bears may have an opportunity to get the football back and put more points on the scoreboard.
That would have to be the concern. So a 2 wide receiver formation, an eye in the backfield. They'll go with the handoff. Peters spitting for the first down. He got away from Watanabe. And that's a big first down. If for no other reason, it might limit the possibility of the Bears getting the ball back.
Yeah, now you see them go to the hurry-up offense. As you see Peters pick up the first down, they'll spread them out now and go to the shotgun.
Price better protect that football.
He better protect his body.
Well, he got planted from behind, being pursued, and he was dropped. And it was Nicholas Moore who got him.
Yeah, you see him being very dangerous carrying the football, puts it away at the last moment before Moore gets to him, and another sack back to back. And there's Roberson, the D1 commit, headed to the University of Texas.
That's his 17th sack this season. Last week against Leander, he had 5 tackles in the first 11 snaps. He made his presence known from the beginning. He hasn't had a ton of tackles tonight, but we've seen him change things offensively with his speed and pursuit.
Well, the Stratford Spartans are going to take it to the locker room. They aren't going to risk it anymore against this tough San Antonio Brennan defense as the Bears stand up. They only give up 7 in the first half. They'll go to the locker room up by 14, 21-7.
Nothing brings the community together like high school sports. And for the Allegiance Bank team, our partnership with the community is a big deal.
From blood drives to food drives, to even the longest of rides, Allegiance Bankers are committed to making a difference and impacting the local community, providing volunteer hours and rolling up our sleeves as an active and responsible community partner.
At Allegiance Bank, we are your neighbor and your community bank. That's our game plan.
It's Wrangler Championship Week on Fox Sports Southwest. We turn up the coverage as high school teams from across the state start their trek to Arlington. Plus, relive big gridiron moments with classic games. It's Wrangler Championship Week, brought to you in part by Cavender's.
Long live being comfortable in your own saddle. Long live being tough enough to handle anything. Introducing Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Cowboy Cut Jeans. 2 times longer lasting and made to move with you, so you can move like a champion. New Advanced Comfort from Wrangler. Long live Cowboys.
If it's high school football, it's on Fox Sports Southwest. We're your home for comprehensive coverage every game night. Get all the Texas high school football scores and highlights from across the state. High School Scoreboard live on Fox Sports Southwest.
It's the season to choose at Mossy Nissan. Get low Mossy prices on the gift your whole family will love. Right now, save big. Pay 0% APR for 60 months on all 2014 Altimas. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash. But you better hurry. Come to Mossy Nissan on the Katy Freeway today.
Mossy Nissan loves you.
Globe-trotting Spartaneers, fresh in from New York City, and winning multiple awards. You're in for a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the Spartaneers will perform a jazz routine to the classic Kiss hit, Shout It Out Loud. Spartaneers are under the direction of Ms. Astrid Gonzalez. All right, introducing your 2013-14 Social Officer, Social Chair, Alexis Frederick. Spirit Chair, Amanda Shigley. Secretary, Caroline Hooper. Vice President, Maddie Allred. And President, Rachel Hancock. And now, your world-famous 2013-2014 dance officers, Lieutenant Aaron Williams, Lieutenant Aaron Higgins, Lieutenant Mackenzie Moriarty, Lieutenant Colonel Margaret Gray, Lieutenant Colonel Caroline Kelly, and your 2013-14 Colonel Jay Baroga. The Spartaneers would like to thank all of their fans, community, complete Stratford family, Stratford America, for supporting them throughout this entire year. Go Spartans! Take it away, Spartaneers! And now, the famous Stratford Scrap.
Great to have you with us. And again, we're going to talk to our title sponsor today, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center. On my left is Dr. Mark Geyer and Dr. Jack Jensen on my right. Maybe a time for me to get some free medical advice, but certainly these guys have a lot of wisdom to discuss. And I'm going to start first with you, Dr. Geyer, because in this day and age, in this community, with the weather and the year-round sports, it's amazing, whether it's high school, youth sports, so many activities. It's nonstop, but I would imagine it keeps you guys very busy from beginning to end over January through December.
Yeah, it's great for business. There's a lot that goes on here in Houston. I mean, you've got softball leagues, you've got football leagues, you even have the hockey leagues now playing in the malls. Kids going 24/7 with sports. So we enjoy taking care of all these athletes. It's a fun thing to do. It's fun to get people back on the field, get those reports of setting records and doing fun things and getting back doing what they love to do.
If people are out there watching right now, injury prevention, of course, is so very important. Are there one or two tips that you might have towards parents or athletes that come to your mind first and foremost, so they don't always have to visit you quite as often?
Understand. One of the biggest things we see are kids are involved in sports year-round now. I think one of the biggest keys things kids and parents can look at is rest. If just building in periods of rest, if you look like at a professional baseball player, most of those guys, they don't throw a baseball from October to maybe January. And so just building in some rest, varying up your training, stretching, staying hydrated, all of those things are real simple, straightforward, but they can help prevent a lot of injuries.
It's amazing. I was having that conversation with my 11-year-old pitcher just the other day about the need for rest over the course of a season. But let's also talk about community education, because what you guys do is very important, to go into the schools, to talk with these athletes and explain to them the benefit of sports and, of course, what you guys do as well.
Yeah, that's an area that we've really enjoyed. We started a foundation years ago, and our foundation now has probably done over 10,000 low-cost physicals for kids, and really quality participation physicals. And then when we do their physicals, many times they'll donate sports equipment, or we'll do sports equipment and give it to some needy areas. And then we provide trainers for the middle schools and different schools that don't have a trainer, talk to the parent groups about injury prevention. 60 to 70% of injuries are training related, the wrong type of training, too much, like Dr. Geyer was saying. So that's been really fun, and we've really made a difference. We had one kid last year that we do healthcare scholarships, because we have a emergency room and a surgery center, essentially everything there at AOK Medical Center, and he didn't have any insurance even though he was playing for a school. So we got to take care of him, and he went on and got a college scholarship. So that's what it feels like, that you really help someone. Well,
it certainly sounds very rewarding, and it sounds like a win-win with those physicals as well, because the low-cost physicals able to see a large number of athletes and then provide a lot of sporting equipment as well.
Yes, and we pick things up on those physicals. I mean, kids have problems. It's a random population out there that's coming in, and many times they haven't had a good physical, from high blood pressure to diabetes to different things. And now, which Dr. Geyer will talk about also, is the concussions and making sure that we understand what their mental state is prior to participation.
Absolutely. Concussion is certainly a big issue, and I want to talk about that a little bit later on. But Dr. Geyer, let's talk about follow-up care too, because it's one thing to maybe identify a problem, the physicals pick up an issue, but it's probably a process too when they come in to see you, where they may have to come back a couple of times in order to get healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow-up care is a huge component of what we do. I mean, it is not a cold where you come and get an antibiotic and go on your way. These are injuries that require, particularly maybe an intervention such as surgery, an injection, some medicine, some physical therapy. These are ongoing problems that require maintenance and follow-up. What we've done at AOK is really set up this team model where we can communicate with athletic trainers out in the community. We have our own athletic trainers that can speak those languages, talk with athletic trainers at schools, communicate, and therefore keep this as a seamless process. If you look at the process at, like, say, the pro or the college level, all that works very seamlessly. And what we want to do is take that model, translate that into the community field for a high school team such as Stratford. And that works really, really well. It smooths it out for the parents. It communicates the messages really well. And we can do things a lot faster, get messages communicated a lot faster, just because we've got that model in place. And that's what we've really worked hard to do. We do a great job at doing that.
Again, we're talking with Dr. Geyer and Dr. Jensen here at the half part of the Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center, our title sponsor of today's broadcast. And Dr. Jensen, I want to talk to you about the Orthopedics Research Foundation.
Well, in our foundation, we started a few years ago with essentially the essence of two things: community education, we talked about, and actually doing research. So we publish research, and this is very important. We see so many kids, we're kind of on the ground level. So clinical research of seeing what's going on, from stimulating bones to get them to heal. We're doing research now looking into stem cells and different types of things that help with people. Published quite a few articles. So that's kind of the academic side of it. But then we also help teach some of the student athletic trainers and the people that are in the health occupation classes to come in. So we've been really excited about our foundation, what it's been able to do.
Well, it's certainly exciting. And as Dr. Geyer mentioned, it's year-round right now, but I would imagine part of what you guys do in that process is always trying to stay ahead of the curve. Athletes are getting bigger, faster, stronger. That creates new issues and problems, and you guys are trying to combat that as best you can.
That's a really good point. I mean, we've all played sports, but it's a different game out there now. They are so much bigger, and their training, they scientifically know how to do that training, and these kids come in, they're just bigger and faster. All the games are played at a higher level, but unfortunately, which comes along with that is higher velocity and injuries from that. So the injury prevention is so important, but there's a point there where if you're just big and fast, you've got two big collisions going on, and it's how well we can get them back safely when they do get hurt.
It's amazing. You watch these high school games, and now that we get to this level, when you have so many talented players and talented teams, the size of these kids, almost what it was like probably in college 10 or 12 years ago. I mean, these kids are working out year-round, and obviously that then creates those issues with collisions and contact and everything that comes with that size and strength.
Well, and you get in high school, you get a disparity. We remember here, Stratford here, a couple of years ago, there was a kid named Andrew Luck, as we know, came down here, and I saw him run over a 150-pound defensive back like it wasn't there. So you get this disparity in size and talent, too, in high school that you don't necessarily get in college.
Well, Dr. Geyer, I want to talk to you about concussions as well. You guys have 24-hour care, and I got to believe part of that might be athletes that have concussion issues and need to see you. And certainly that's a topic, whether it's high school, college, or the NFL, that is number one in a lot of people's mind, and certainly parents' minds.
Absolutely. We're orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine by training, and in that realm falls concussion. We take care of athletes on a daily basis. And so this has become a huge topic. It's everywhere. Every month or so you're seeing a story on ESPN or another news source that has really a devastating story about a concussion in a kid, particularly high school kids. Those are rare and few and far between, thankfully, but at the same time we take this very seriously. With our same model that I talked about a few minutes ago, we're able to get kids in very quickly, get them seen, get them taken care of, and get them back as fast and safely as possible. There's guidelines set in place. The state has passed laws in regards to how the high school kids can be managed and stuff like that. But if we can get them on the track, get them going, we can get them back on the field as fast as we can. We offer a lot of things at our clinic. One is the communication between trainers, but also we're offering testing. We can do baseline testing prior to the season, so we can establish numbers that are pre-injury, pre-season, and then we can compare those to a post-injury state. We can follow that along. We've got folks in place that can do that for us with the computers in place, the testing, all that we can do, and then just honestly the communication with the parents. Reassurance is almost the best medicine with the concussion management. And when I can sit down with parents, explain to them what's going on, I use the metaphor of an ankle sprain a lot. It's just rest, and we just get it better, and we can get those kids back. Some of those kids are in La La Land. I'm treating one right now. I've seen him a couple weeks in a row here, but progressively he's getting better, and we're going to follow it along, and we're going to make sure he's safe. We're going to get him on the return to play protocol, which is the big key to this, and then get him going again.
Well, Dr. Geyer and Dr. Jensen, certainly thank you for being our title sponsor tonight. But as a parent of an 11-year-old, 12-year-old athlete and a 7-year-old, thank you for what you do in this community, because I know you guys played an important role.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Here at the half again, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center, our title sponsor. I'd like to thank Dr. Geyer and Dr. Jensen. We'll come back with more at the half.
For over 25 years, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center has been recognized in Texas as a prominent leader in orthopedic healthcare. We have provided care for a multitude of high school, college, professional, and Olympic athletes, as well as treated employees with work-related injuries from over 200 companies. Our services include orthopedics and sports medicine, on-site 24-hour emergency room, physical therapy and rehabilitation. Each of our 6 physicians are world-renowned in their specialties and take pride in their patient care. We are located at 9180 Katy Freeway, Suite 200, or I-10 and Campbell in between 610 and the Beltway. You can call us directly at 713-984-1400 or visit us on the web at www.aokc.net.
That was quick.
This was you. You've been trying to get me to eat egg whites for years. You went and talked to McDonald's?
Oh, an egg white delight McMuffin.
Oh, I knew it.
The new Egg White Delight McMuffin. Freshly grilled egg whites and creamy white cheddar. Also available on any of your favorites. It's another new way to love McDonald's.
This is good.
Yeah, it's better than good.
Do you remember my last time?
Oh, yeah. But it's in the car.
That's good.
Back inside Reliance Stadium, Brett Dolan with Ken Moore. It's a 21-7 lead for the Brennan Bears over the Stratford Spartans. Really two very good football teams, two defenses. Brennan did just enough, though, to be able to have this 2-touchdown advantage.
Yeah, Brennan had 3 great drives in that first half against this tough Stratford defense, putting 3 touchdowns on the board. The quarterback, Key, with 2 touchdowns, got into the end zone as well. But it's been a Brennan defense, as we talked about coming in, that's really held Stratford offensively in check.
You got to believe the next score is going to be huge, at least as far as the Spartans are concerned. They don't really feel like, or I can't imagine them being comfortable falling down 3 scores and having to come back against this defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the good news is Stratford will get the football to begin the second half. They trail about 2 touchdowns. They're 1 score, the big 72-yard run. But other than that, they really haven't been able to get anything going offensively. They did have the 1 turnover, but the defense came up big to at least keep it to a 2-score game.
Let's take a look at our halftime stats brought to you by Allegiance Bank. Again, it's a 21-7 advantage here at the half.
Yeah, looking at some of the numbers in the first half, you see Brennan dominating offensively, 235 total yards Stratford with only 113. The big key has been the third down conversions. Brennan, 13 first downs, a lot of those on third down conversions. Stratford with only 4 first downs here in the first half.
I think you made a good point early on. The Bears went to their passing game at one point, then to loosen up things for the running game. And with those 13 first downs, you get the feeling they can chew up a lot of clock should they maintain or try and add to this lead.
Well, absolutely. Deshaun Key has been the main factor so far. He's picked up a lot of first downs, not only with his arm, with his legs as well. They've really spread out the Spartans defensively, really made them hard for them to attack the offense, and Brennan has been able to take advantage.
Bears scored first. They led 7-0. Then it was that 72-yard run by Rakeem Boyd that tied the game. The last 2 touchdowns have gone to Brennan. The undefeated 14-0 Bears. They lead at the half, 21-7. Back with our third quarter after this on the Legacy Sports Network.
Nothing brings a community together like high school sports. And for the Allegiance Bank team, our partnership with the community is a big deal.
From blood drives to food drives, to even the longest of rides, Allegiance Bankers are committed to making a difference and impacting the local community, providing volunteer hours and rolling up our sleeves as an active and responsible community partner.
At Allegiance Bank, we are your neighbor and your community bank. That's our game plan.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up, it's deep, and it's going to be gone!
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown! This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
I appreciate it, Gerald. You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Roof closed tonight here at Reliance Stadium. A rainy evening outdoors. Glad to be inside. Our game brought to you in part by Allegiance Bank, Texas. It's not what we do, but what we do together that makes the difference. Massey Nissan. Massey Nissan moves you. And by First Community Credit Union. Think first. And of course, Raising Cane's. One Love. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And our title sponsor tonight, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center. 2 locations, Katy Freeway, and then at I-10. There's the Spartans. Of course, their Lone State title came in 1978. Craig James, part of that team. They scored 532 points in 15 games. Spartans were also in the state championship game in 1987, did not win. Meanwhile, the Brennan Bears, just their 4th year of existence, and they're 1/2 away from playing in Arlington for the state championship.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a double play coming down to Reliance Stadium to win in the greater Houston area in this 4A state semifinal, then taking it up to North Texas for the state championship next Saturday. But they still have 24 minutes of football to go. And this Stratford team, we don't expect them to go down lightly. This is a team that's only given up 8 points per game throughout the season. Gave up 21 in that first half. Also gave up 3 very long touchdown drives. They're going to have to come up with some big plays offensively and defensively. This is a team that's forced 28 turnovers on the season in Stratford. They're going to have to come up with some big plays here in the second half.
So Ethan Valdez ready to kick off for the Bears. Big play on special teams would help for the Spartans. Peters to the near side of your screen.
They've kept Peters near the sideline on these kickoffs. We'll see what they dial up here to begin the third. He may have a chance to return this one.
It'll be Rakeem Boyd from inside his 5. Carries across the 20. Not much available.
Great coverage on the special teams for the Bears throughout this ball game. As we revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Massey Nissan for Stratford. We talked about third down efficiency. They have not been very efficient, losing the first down battle 13-4. Field position battle has been pretty much even, but they have not been able to control that front seven of Brennan as they have been able to control this game defensively. As we look at the Bears, Key is the key. Deshaun Key, he's been great. Ball security, they have the one turnover, does Brennan, and they have dominated defensively here in the first half of this ball game.
And not a lot of running room for Terrence Peters as he carries to begin our third quarter.
And what's really put Stratford in the hole has been the second and long, the third and long situations. They have been off schedule offensively. They need to pick up some positive yardage on first and second down to try to keep the San Antonio Brennan defense off balance.
It's a 3 wide receiver formation.
Oh,
Here
boy.
comes Roberson, another sack, a second tonight, 18th this season. He's just electric with his speed.
He went right around Keenan Powell, and Roberson almost looks like he lines up offsides, but he gets the benefit of the doubt, comes in untouched, third and very long right out of the gate for the Stratford Spartans.
Well, it looks like Mac Brown sticking around at UT. Roberson will play for him next year. Draw play on third and long, and Peters tackled again, and that is Luna. Joshua Luna, who's been so active this evening from his linebacking position.
Luna has been the big play player so far defensively for the Brennan Bears here tonight. You see an open field tackle on Peters. You don't see that very often in a quick 3 and out for Houston Stratford.
Nifty little wraparound handoff there, but it goes for a loss, so 4th and 15. Milstead only averages about 32 yards a kick. He'll be punting in the direction of Collier. Collier on a sprint. Collier breaks a tackle and he's dropped, and there's a late marker coming in. It'll still be very good field position for Brennan, but it could have been much better.
Yeah, they may be against Roberson, maybe a block in the back.
Multiple flags down now.
May see some offsetting penalties here.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they both weren't on Brennan. They were doing a little bit of talking, and I watched the umpire come in and try and calm things down after that third play from scrimmage. Well, we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we saw Watanabe trying to play peacemaker as well. Big 44 for San Antonio Brennan, trying to get his special teams unit off the field, knowing that field position is very critical in this ball game. The officials will try to sort it out.
2 fouls on the play. Block in the back against the return team, number 94. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 5 of the return team. Both fouls result in a first down after the play.
That's what I thought. DJ Allen doing some talking.
Yeah, there's the block in the back right there. Right there, boom. You saw that one. And then after the play, there's going to be a little chitter-chatter that's going to back up San Antonio Brennan. So they, instead of beginning in Stratford territory, it backs them up inside their 40.
Just a huge penalty. That's like a 30-some yard penalty, considering the mark off of both. Deshaun Key to operate this offense. And the give goes to Nathaniel Wells. And he'll get 6 of those yards back.
And you see the difference. San Antonio Brennan picking up nice positive yardage on first down, putting themselves in very manageable field position in situations for second and third down.
So the junior quarterback, Deshaun Key, run for a couple of scores tonight, brings his troops to the line of scrimmage. He'll still operate from the gun even on a 2nd and 4, second and somewhat short for this offense. Here comes the pitch to Wells. Look at those white shirts string out the play. They've tried that a couple of times tonight, and it hasn't worked. The first man there defensively for the Spartans was Adrian Gimble, the linebacker.
Yeah, they tried a little razzle-dazzle this time, but as you mentioned, Stratford defense staying at home on the play. Good hit, drops him for a 3-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 8.
If you watch that Big Ten championship game, Michigan State, of course, the Spartans in white and green, their outstanding defense beat Ohio State. There's times I feel like I'm just watching on television. I'm seeing Michigan State play.
Well, they're going to have to ramp it up like Michigan State did if they want to pull the upset here tonight.
Good point. High ball for grabs and knocked away. And that time, Greg Lee, who a couple of times has had very good coverage, but been behind the wide receiver, able to deflect that pass away. Maybe a bit tall as well from Rashad Key.
Yeah, low snap. May have threw the timing off. Key with his pass very high that time. Good defensive play to bat it away by Lee. So it's going to be a 3 and out for the Bears, and Stratford will get the football back with a chance at decent field position.
Key will stay on a punt. In fact, the Spartans will drop 2 men back, hoping for a chance to return and get something going, maybe make a big play. Collier. It's Zach Miller. And Bredthauer. Fair catch is made for right at the 20.
39 yards on the punt, 0 on the return. Nice kick by Key. Stratford, second possession of the second half, will start at their 20.
Do you get the feeling at all watching either the Spartans offense or the Bears defense that there's yards available downfield through the air, or is this going to be a tough go tonight?
I think it's going to be a tough go for Stratford. The Bears have had good coverage in the secondary when they've tried to go deep against them, double coverage on a couple of times, but they really haven't tried to exploit the passing game. I would try to go to a short passing game, try to loosen up that defense, try to get some yards after the catch against this Brennan defense. See, these plays here are not going to work. The penetration is too quick, it's too deep to try to run counter.
How many times has Saluna been involved in a tackle tonight? He has to be approaching double figures as he brings down Boyd for a loss.
Well, watch these guys just shed the blockers. I mean, the blockers are not, offensive linemen are not holding their blocks for more than 1 or 2 counts. You have to allow your running back to at least get to the second level before he gets touched. These guys are getting hit in the backfield way too often.
2nd and 13. They'll try and run the ball again with Boyd. 1, 2, 3, 4 black shirts, including Roberson with the throwdown. That'll go backwards again. -3 on the first play, and maybe another loss of a yard on that opportunity.
Well, this is a Stratford team that averages 260 yards per game on the ground. They run the ball more than 40 times per game compared to only throwing it about 11 times per game. Brennan is putting 8 in the box, daring them to throw the football.
Not just 8 in the box, they're putting legitimate D1 players in the box. Opportunity for a big play here. Rakeem Boyd says, take that. Rumbles out to the 39-yard line, a huge pickup of nearly 20 yards.
Well, finally, he gets some help from his offensive line as he runs off the right side. You see Luna get pushed out of the way as he over-pursued, and then Boyd has to make some plays himself, breaks a couple of tackles, picks up the first down, nearly got it stripped.
Well, I like Rakeem Boyd. He's just a sophomore.
And that's one half of the dynamic cousin duo, him and Peters. They like to tag team opponents. And Boyd getting the rock here to begin the third period.
Almost halfway through our third quarter, the score has not changed from the half. Bears leading by 2 touchdowns.
They may have taken too much time.
Play clock right now at 0.
Before the snap, delay the game. Offense, 5 yards, first down.
Well, those are killers again.
Pre-snap penalties will kill you every time. Another negative play, putting more pressure on your offense. That's at least 4 pre-snap penalties against Stratford here tonight.
Just after that nice gain to get a fresh set of downs. Looking at a 1st and 15. How about this for a power formation? Not a single wide receiver involved. I don't know if this exactly is what I would draw up, and that didn't go anywhere. In fact, a loss of a couple of yards for Boyd. Just hard, Ken, to get that push against that defensive line to create any hole, unless maybe you're going to try and eventually break one outside.
Well, you had an overload to the left. Now, sometimes when teams will overload to one side, they'll run back to the weak side. Where you have less defenders allows your running back a chance to make a play. When you're going mano-a-mano against this Brennan defense, you're not going to win that battle.
So now it's 2nd and 16. Boyd had to come out. His helmet popped off. Look at that. Roberson again went by Whitaker. And he gets credit for the sack. That time, though, you could see Price trying to duck out of the way, and he went down.
Yeah, Whitaker just not quick enough on his feet. You saw him stumble as he went into his retreat. You have to put a tight end, a running back over there to chip Roberson. You cannot block him one-on-one with an offensive tackle.
Roberson's gone over 100 tackles on the season today. You see number 94 inciting the fans on the left side of the line. There he is. He's also had 3 sacks today. He's one away from 20 on the year. Boy, they're going to double team him here. Pass up top for Brenthauer. What a catch. What a grab. Marker down. Are they going to call this offensive interference?
I'm not sure.
Well, that looks to be the case. I got to see this one again. It was a heck of a catch on the boundary. We'll see if maybe there was a push off. To me, I can't imagine that being.
Couldn't see it.
Pass interference against the offense on the 14. That foul will be enforced half of this to the goal. 3rd down.
If that happened, it happened early.
Let's see. Camera crew, great shot here. There's a little push there.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man.
Come on with that.
Wow.
If you can't bump and push a little bit downfield in contact.
My goodness. It's like an NFL penalty there. The whistleification of football. 101. Let them play. That is a huge penalty against Houston Stratford.
I've talked about a 30-yard penalty
wow.
earlier. The difference between where this ball would have been and where it's marked off now.
3rd and 35.
It's almost a 50-yard penalty.
I mean, that's almost like a turnover.
Price better get rid of the football. He does. Brenthauer
Now
again.
that could be pass interference on Brennan.
Collier.
No call. Officials say it was uncatchable.
Brenthauer yelling at the official, and I don't usually advocate that, but I can't blame him. Now, this ball may have been slightly uncatchable, but he's looking up, and he got popped pretty good.
Yeah. Way over his head, though. They're not going to call that, but big turn of events against the Houston Stratford, and hometown fans were not happy at all here inside Reliance Stadium.
You could hear the booing in the background. They have the largest video screen in Texas. Of course, there was a replay in-house and the Spartan fans reacting. The punt from the goal line, not a good one. I say that, but then it forces the return man to go
He's
backwards.
making it a good one.
Collier's going to run
Wow.
backwards. He lost about 8 or 9 from where he caught the football. So it turns out to be a very good special teams play for the Spartans. And there's another marker down apparently. This one on the far side of the field, about 25 yards from where the returner went out of bounds.
A lot of yellow on the green here in this 3rd period.
A lot of yellow on the green, not even close to where the football's at. I don't know where he's going.
After the play, personal foul, number 3 of the return team. That'll be 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st down.
That's a second dead ball personal foul on the Bears in the last couple of kicks. That's Marcus Martinez, the safety.
Yeah, Coach and staff not going to be very happy with that. Again, they killed some good field position. Now they're backed up to the 28-yard line. Still have a 14-point lead. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. Stratford, 28 turnovers on the season. Let's see if the defense can come up with a big play here.
And they're killing good field position where one more score would make things almost impossible for the Spartans. And the Sparty defense rises up again on that play. Now, Mekhi Green is the number 2 tailback. We found out at halftime he has a collarbone issue. So you're looking at Nathaniel Wells, his backup, Troy Irby, who came last week from the defensive side, injured an ankle in the first quarter, was helped off. So really right now, instead of having 3 running backs or 2, it's Nathaniel Wells, and that's That's 1 and 1A.
Yeah, you go down further down the depth chart. There's a Marquise Morton, not too shabby, 370 yards, averages nearly 9 yards a pop. We have not seen him yet tonight.
Wells into the line, and that's a pretty good surge forward. Turns a gain of 2 into a gain of about 4. But it'll be third down, and the Spartans defense wants to make another play to get the football back. And we've kind of gone back in time 2 decades here in the third quarter, running the football into the line and not a lot of points.
Well, we knew it when we saw the statistics coming in. Both teams like to keep the football on the ground, especially after they establish a lead. They like to grind out the clock, keep their defense off the field. Big play here for the green and white. Sparty needs to make a play.
Key completes more than 70% of his passes. 3 wide receivers involved in the formation, looking
Blitz.
to throw. Key kept his footing. Looked like he might go down shy, and instead he was able to dive past the marker to the 40 for a first down.
Watch the blitz come from the top of the screen. Had a clear shot at him. Gary Castanelli misses him. Key uses that arm strength to keep his balance, picks up the first down.
It's one of the more important 8-yard pickups or so we've seen in quite some time, at least here in the second half.
Winning plays by winning ball clubs at the most opportune times.
Nearing the 3-minute mark of our third quarter, Wells slipped out of the first tackle, but not the second and third attempts. One of those involved was Quentin Andrew, the linebacker, number 30. See him in the middle of your screen.
And again, this is a Brennan ball club. Their closest game was last week against Leander. They won that one 30-7. Their average margin of victory this year, 55. They find themselves in a 2-possession game as we approach the 2.5-minute mark of the third period.
Leander threw for just 7 yards in that game, so they not only do things against the ground game, but also through the air. Meanwhile, on the ground here, look at Key, pick his hole, stay on his feet. Picks up another first down as he carries Greg Lee for an additional 10 yards at the end.
You know, last week here, we saw a similar type of quarterback in Deshaun King going up against a tough Katy defense. The difference tonight, Deshaun Key is able to make those plays. He's bigger, he's stronger, and he's been able to dominate a good Stratford defense.
Just a junior. I'm going to be curious to see the teams that get involved recruiting him after what he's had to showcase over the course of the playoffs and the regular season. You could see where in this zone read type offense, he would be a dynamic quarterback.
He reminds me of a kid a couple of years ago I used to cover out in Sci-Fair by the name of Chucky Keaton. Chucky Keaton is a dynamic quarterback up at Utah State right now. Had a devastating knee injury this year. He was a Heisman candidate. Very few people knew about him, but he is a guy that's probably going to be in the NFL in a couple of years if he can recover from that knee surgery. Key reminds me very much of Chucky Keaton.
It's that ability to fall forward, to pick that hole, to use that acceleration at the right time that has impressed me tonight.
And the decision-making is impeccable.
And that's maybe the biggest of all the ingredients. 2nd and 8 here. Bears trying to extinguish this third quarter clock, and it's Wells again running into the line. And one more time, it was Quentin Andrew. And it'll be 3rd and long. Maybe time for one more play, maybe a couple of plays here in our third quarter. Same score now as we had at the half, 21-7. Brennan from San Antonio with the advantage over the Spartans from Stratford here in the Houston area.
Brennan 15 first downs in this ball game. They're looking for another huge one here on 3rd and 8.
Timeout called. Play clock was winding down, and the Bears.
Timeout.
Will burn
Brennan.
the timeout.
Their first timeout of the second half.
So more than double the total yards for Brennan. They lead at the 21-second mark of our third quarter, 21-7.
It's the season to choose at Mossy Nissan. Get low Mossy prices on the gift your whole family will love. Right now, save big. Pay 0% APR for 60 months on all 2014 Altimas. Plus, get $1,000 bonus cash. But you better hurry. Come to Mossy Nissan on the Katy Freeway today.
Mossy Nissan loves you.
Big 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Brennan Bears. Deshaun Key, almost a design keeper. He's got the first. Edamore dropped at the 16-yard line. And Peters had to make a touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, another big run by Key off tackle. This time he goes to the left side. The majority of his runs have been to the right. They change it up this time. Catch the Spartans off guard. Picks up 25 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 as we'll switch ends and head to the 4th period in this state semifinal.
For over 25 years, Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center has been recognized in Texas as a prominent leader in orthopedic healthcare. We have provided care for a multitude of high school, college, professional, and Olympic athletes, as well as treated employees with work-related injuries from over 200 companies. Our services include orthopedics and sports medicine, on-site 24-hour emergency room, physical therapy and rehabilitation. Each of our 6 physicians are world-renowned in their specialties and take pride in their patient care. We are located at 9180 Katy Freeway, Suite 200, or I-10 and Campbell in between 610 and the Beltway. You can call us directly at 713-984-1400 or visit us on the web at www.aokc.net.
Back at Reliant for the beginning of the 4th quarter, the Bears trying to continue this long march, get that 3-touchdown advantage. There's Wells on the pitch.
Well, this drive began back at the Brennan 28-yard line at the 5:06 mark of the 3rd period. After a unfortunate situation for Stratford, they thought they had a big 1st down completion. They were called for offensive pass interference, backed them up inside their 20. They had to punt it away. Brennan now on a march inside the red zone, looking at a 2nd and 5 from the Stratford 12-yard line.
Jay Harper made the tackle on the previous play. Key sprinting forward, staying on his feet. And he's dropped by Andrew at about the 2, and that'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, Deshaun Key just so big, so strong, so powerful, running through this Houston Stratford defense as they try to put this one away early in the 4th.
They can run some clock and try and get that 3-score advantage. Key has scored 2 touchdowns already tonight. A diamond formation here. Key will keep. Heads to the corner. There is a marker down. Key into the end zone. We'll see if it stands. I don't believe it will.
Holding on the offense, number 85. Foul being forced to the previous spot, 10 yards. Replay 1st down.
It's the tight end, Zach Simons, the guilty party. See if we can pick it up here on the corner.
There's a kick-out block there. Yeah, he's got a little jersey. Then he raises his hand. I didn't do it. Whenever you raise your hand, you're going to draw the flag more times than not.
And it doesn't help Key ran right by him either. Pretty hard to miss that one.
So the Stratford defense gets a break. They're going to have to come up with a turnover here. No ands or doubts about it. stay in this football game.
They've done a pretty good job tonight, Ken, but they have to be a little bit tired considering the length of this drive and this deep into the game and, of course, the season. Wells makes the first man miss in the second, but he's tripped up and he falls forward to the 10.
Well, you have to key on the quarterback on this play. Key comes to the sideline. His offensive coordinator will send in the play.
This could have the potential of being like an 8 or 9 minute drive.
Absolutely. With the reset after the touchdown, does give Brennan an opportunity to run more time off the clock.
Second and goal from the 11. Another marker down. Wide open in the end zone. And the ball is caught. We'll see if that touchdown stands. It's Daniel Gonzalez.
I think it's going to be 2 men in motion or illegal procedure. So this one's going to come back as well. 2 touchdowns off the board for the Bears.
Once that ball went airborne, everybody in the building knew that was going to be a touchdown if the penalty was against the defense, but it's not.
Illegal motion, number 80 of the offense. The player turned upfield before the ball was snapped.
Well, Gonzalez can't
second
blame
down
anybody for not
penalty.
getting his touchdown. He was the man that got flagged for the penalty before he scored the touchdown.
Absolutely. You see the little play fake to the offensive lineman.
I like that. That's unique.
Not sure if that was intentional or not, but it worked.
Was different. Second and goal from the 16. Key will take off. Didn't wait for his blocking, and then he got popped hard out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. It was Gimbel who made the stop, and he gets up slowly, and one of his teammates calling for the trainer from the sideline. LeBaum wanted some help for Gimbel.
Gimbel says, I'm all right, leave me alone. I'm staying in here. It's a big third down.
Huge, in fact.
You have to pull him off the field. I think they are going to take him out, though. He'll be replaced by number 7, Mustafa Masood.
Gimbel, look at he's pleading his case right there. Great shot.
Now Masood will line up at that left linebacker position. We'll see if San Antonio Brennan will try to attack him on this big third down.
Well, if Masood's been paying any attention, he'll locate number 17. Brennan's used one timeout already. Apparently there's an injured Bear out of bounds. One of the linemen getting stretched out. That's why play is stopped, and the clock is also not moving at the 9:45 mark.
Yeah, they kind of move him off the field of play so that they can go ahead and start
that's
the
Roberson.
next play.
That's Roberson.
He's up on the sideline. May have just been a cramp. But here's the big play here. Third and goal.
From the 11, low snap. Key will sprint towards the corner. Up, changing direction. Key is dropped. Greg Lee from his corner position made the biggest play of the night for the Sparty defense.
It looked like Key may have had the corner after he reversed his field. It's just a quarterback sweep to the left. Couldn't get there. Reverses his field. Great play by Lee to drop him for a loss.
And it was Masood who blew that play up initially on the corner. 34-yard field goal try from Valdez. It is long enough, and it is good. So it's not the touchdown, but it's a 3-score lead for the Bears. Now up over the Spartans 24-7.
Time waits for no one. And those who look only to their past are rarely ready for their future. Never underestimate our ability, because after all, we our Texans.
Our game brought to you in part by First Community Credit Union. Think first. And by Massey Nissan. Massey Nissan moves you. And by the Athletic Orthopedics and Knee Center. 2 locations, Katy Freeway and I-10 and Campbell Road. Allegiance Bank of Texas. It's not what we do, but what we do together that makes the difference. Raising Cane's, One Love. And by McDonald's, I'm loving it. Not many times you go 18 plays and you're not necessarily thrilled, but they do get the field goal for the 3-score lead.
That field goal was huge. It makes it a 3-possession game. That drive bridged the 3rd and 4th quarter clocks. They took 8 minutes and 12 seconds off the second half clock, and now they have a 3-score lead, the San Antonio Brennan.
So my guess wasn't that far off. Guessed that it might be a 9-minute drive, and you see Boyd dropped after a short return for the Spartans.
So now you definitely have to open it up if you're Stratford. Running game has to be out the window pretty much. 8:49 to go here in the ball game. You trail by 17 points.
In this 11-game winning streak for Stratford, they've outscored their opponents 343 to 34, but by far the stiffest test they faced here tonight. Terrence Peters competing for a couple of yards off the right side of the line.
And the challenge for Stratford now, again, as we mentioned, this is a team that really only attempts 11 pass plays per game. They average about 123 yards per game through the air. They have converted for 21 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. So they're going to have to try to open it up here as we approach the 8-minute mark.
They'll stay on the ground. They'll get the first down with Peters. But now time has to become an issue, doesn't it?
It does. The clock will stop as they pick up the first down. But on these plays that don't result in a first down, the clock will continue to run. And San Antonio Brennan will be just fine with that.
Almost have to challenge the Bears because you know they don't want to give up any more points. A team that's pitched 9 shutouts, they take great pride in keeping teams to 7 points or less. If they wanted to sag off, play a little bit of prevent, you couldn't blame them. They want to just stick it down your throat, and maybe that's the one hope. They'll over-pursue. They'll penetrate too much that'll lead to a big play that Stratford so desperately needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, the secondary has to be mindful of any type of trick plays over the top. Maybe a flea flicker, halfback pass. Secondary has to be cognizant of that.
Taking a long time here in the huddle. 2nd and 8. Only 2 wide receivers in the formation. Here comes the rush. Roberson got his 3rd sack, number 20 on the year, and he just drilled Freddie Price.
Well, that will destroy any passing opportunities that you have. And again, this time he just goes right around the tackle. This time he beats Wade Touchstone. And again, you cannot line up an offensive tackle one-on-one with Roberson. You have to chip him with a tight end or a tailback.
It's rare when a defensive player can take over a game.
Boy.
He's done that.
Price
and that
got
ball
drilled again and
nearly
he's
picked.
down.
Marcus Martinez had his hand on it, but you're right. Price paid that and more. Boy, just watch him get up slowly. You feel his pain with these last 2 plays.
This time the rush came up the middle as they came on a stunt and drilled him right in the gut.
In the Spartans' worst fear, they have to punt down 3 scores with 6:46 remaining. Milstead with a very short kick. It'll hit shy of midfield and take a Bears bounce, and the Bears have great field position at the 43-yard line.
Well, San Antonio Brennan, 6.5 minutes away from a trip to the state championship.
earlier on this playoff run, they got a chance to play at home in the Alamo Dome. Tonight, of course, they come here to Reliance Stadium, home of the Texans. Should they win, they'll complete the hat trick of major stadiums, at least professional in this area, and get to go to AT&T Stadium, Cowboys home in Arlington.
And as you mentioned, a program that just began 4 years ago. First season, did not win a ball game, finished 0-10, but progressively has gotten better the past 3 years. Now this senior late in attack is key. Will take it to the house to put an exclamation point on it.
42 yards. Third rushing touchdown of the night. And he can keep right on running to Arlington.
Well, Key on the keeper, right behind Wells. Really didn't need the block. Stratford defense out of wind, out of gas, out of luck.
Backbreaker.
And I'm sure Andrew Luck is probably watching somewhere up in Indianapolis tonight, as his Stratford Spartans unfortunately will go down hard.
Andrew won in this building this year. The Spartans will need a miracle now. The extra point crawls through. It's 31-7. Brennan over Stratford on the Legacy Sports Network.
Nothing brings the community together like high school sports. And for the Allegiance Bank team, our partnership with the community is a big deal.
From blood drives to food drives, to even the longest of rides, Allegiance bankers are committed to making a difference and impacting the local community, providing volunteer hours and rolling up our sleeves as an active and responsible community partner.
At Allegiance Bank, we are your neighbor and your community bank. That's our game plan.
That was quick.
This was you. You've been trying to get me to eat egg whites for years. You went and talked to McDonald's?
Oh, an egg white delight McMuffin.
Oh, I knew it.
The new Egg White Delight McMuffin. Freshly grilled egg whites and creamy white cheddar. Also available on any of your favorites. It's another new way to love McDonald's.
This is good.
Yeah, it's better than good.
Do you remember my last time?
Oh, yeah, but it's in the car.
That's good.
I've been impressed with both teams tonight, and sometimes that sounds a little weird when it's 31-7. Spartans a very good football team. It's just that the Brennan Bears have been clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Well, this is obviously our first look at this team from San Antonio that many regard as the best 4A team in the state. And the dominating performance they put on here tonight shows us why.
And on every level, even special teams, as Peters has dropped shy of the 20. So a team that doesn't throw the football much, now down 24 points, will have to go almost the length of the field, and field position has just not worked in their favor much this evening.
And you also have to worry about the protection when you look at Roberson coming off that edge, putting heat on your quarterback. I mean, this is what Brennan feasts on, putting teams in desperate situations and allowing that defense to pin his ears back and come full force.
There's big number 94 on the edge. In fact, now almost lining up as a defensive tackle. They'll run away from him with Boyd. He's had the long 72-yard touchdown run for the Spartans. Scored tonight. He'll pick up 11 on first down.
Now, that's a play design that I like. You line up strong side to the left, then you run to the weak side where the less defenders are. That way you put your tailback in a winning situation where he can make a move and pick up a first down.
Watanabe being taken out of the game for some reason. The official escorted him out. I'm not sure if his helmet came off. I didn't see anything that would require that, and he, of course, was arguing his case the entire time. But in Derek Roberson, we might be looking at one of the top 4 or 5 defensive players in the country. Another strong run for a gain of 9. Boyd, the sophomore, carries.
Yeah, and again, Boyd running to the weak side, picks up some nice yardage. And again, for Stratford, very successful season. 12-2, they'll finish 12-3. Getting to the state semifinals, their deepest run in quite some time.
Second and short. See if the Spartans go to the air. They'll keep it on the ground. And they will lose yards and not get the first down. Boyd just couldn't find that hole that he was searching for.
When you talk about this program of San Antonio, Brennan, defensive coordinator Jacob Salinas, he may be in line for some head coaching opportunities next year around the state of Texas with what he's helped build here at San Antonio Brennan.
Coach Besor said not that long ago his defense is so hard on themselves if they give up a touchdown, he has to keep telling them to cool it because they just have that much ability. They take that much pride, and even on third and short, they do not give up the first down. Coach Besor said right now what they're doing is amazing. They've added another chapter to that season-long story.
It's been unbelievable when you look at the results that they put up.
Ken, they've given up 145 yards to the Spartans tonight. 72 of those came on that one big play, the scoring run, an outstanding run by Rakeem Boyd.
Absolutely, and Boyd has pretty much been the offensive attack so far for the Spartans here tonight.
And on 4th and 2, he might break another one. Off to the races, and he was caught from behind. It was Christian Dillard, the last line of defense. We're going to see this one again. It looked like he was bottled up. You see that pursuit.
Yeah, look at him go low. Uses that arm strength to keep his balance, then uses his leg drive to get through that initial wave. And before he could get to the 5th gear, he's tripped up by Dillard.
Boy, I like Rakeem Boyd. Now Price looking for it all.
Oh, boy.
Pass was intercepted. Landry Mitchell got it. Ball was a little bit underthrown. At times they've been going up against 12. That time the Bears tried to sneak in the extra body.
Well, Brennan tonight, 351 yards of total offense, 18 first downs, 285 yards on the ground.
That is Marquise Morton, the 3rd or 4th string running back who's had plenty of carries this year. But then again, the way Brennan has demolished some teams, they got a lot of guys playing time over the course of their regular season.
Yeah, real similar to the Katy Tigers down here in the Houston area. And you're blowing out teams by 40, 50 points. Your backups get a lot of opportunity.
Nearing the 2-minute mark.
So a very successful season for Stratford. Unfortunately for them, coming to a disappointing end in their hometown.
Meanwhile, Highland Parker Geyer awaits the Bears. Morton was stuck up by Gary Casatelli. So it's 4th down, and the Bears, for one of the few times tonight, will have to punt.
You know, Stratford, for pride, would like to get into the end zone. They'll have decent field position as long as they don't commit a penalty infraction. Zach Miller, the senior, will go back to return it. Stands at his 45, and Brennan will play.
Timeout. Brennan, their second timeout of the second half.
We'll take a break, come back for the final 106 from Reliant after this.
Football fans, I see a Raising Cane's tailgate in your sights. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you have it in you to tackle that tailgate. To devour enough fresh, never-ever-frozen chicken fingers and cane sauce to make tailgate history. Show thirst who's boss with sweet tea and lemonade. Not by the cup, but by the jug. Because this is our house. And today, you eat with the best of them. Raising Cane's, one love. Official sponsor of all things that make game day delicious.
Well, tomorrow in this venue, it'll be Brennan against Calhoun. That'll be a noon start. Then the Katy Tigers play here at 4 o'clock. Games that can be seen on FoxSportsSouthwest.com.
A lot of great football. A trio of state semifinals in Reliance Stadium this weekend. San Antonio Brennan will capture one of the berths to the state championship. We'll see the other two tomorrow afternoon.
Great coverage. Zach Miller had nowhere to go.
When you talk about a team that's been dominant in all 3 phases of the football game here tonight, San Antonio Brennan Bears have been tremendous each and every step of the way.
Little bump.
It's a nice acting job. He can act as well. Give him an Oscar.
Running into the kicker, defense number 8. A 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. Correction, the result of the yardage results in a first down.
There we go. Confused me there for a split second.
Well, they'll go into victory formation, no doubt now, to run off the final 59 seconds.
Brennan defense will not get their 10th shutout of the season. They gave up the 1 touchdown back in the first quarter.
Only one time this season have they given up more than 7 points. That was back on September 12th against San Antonio East Central. Brennan won that game 49-21. Since then, they have not given up more than a touchdown in any game this season.
They'll have to snap it one more time to end this game.
And of course, we want to congratulate Houston Stratford on a great season. They'll finish their campaign 12-3.
And the Bears go to 15-0 with one more game yet to play. Two very physical teams, two good teams. Brennan Bears a little bit better tonight. They will advance to the state championship game, defeating Stratford by a score of 31-7 here at Reliant Stadium. Very happy Bears bunch. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up from Reliant Stadium right after this.
It's Wrangler Championship Week on Fox Sports Southwest. We turn up the coverage as high school teams from across the state start their trek to Arlington. Plus, relive big gridiron moments with classic games. It's Wrangler Championship Week, brought to you in part by Cavenders.
Long live being comfortable in your own saddle. Long live being tough enough to handle anything. Introducing Premium Performance Advanced Comfort Cowboy Cut Jeans. 2 times longer lasting and made to move with you, so you can move like a champion. New Advanced Comfort from Wrangler. Long live Cowboys.
If it's high school football, it's on Fox Sports Southwest. We're your home for comprehensive coverage every game night. Get all the Texas high school football scores and highlights from across the state. High School Scoreboard Live on Fox Sports Southwest.
The time is now for live video highlights of your school's march to excellence.
News sets up inside of the pitch. High fly to left. It's up. It's deep. And it's going to be gone.
Legacy Sports Network brings you high-quality HD video broadcasted by the best in the business.
Handoff, Adam Taylor lunges to the end zone, touchdown. This is one of the most exciting things.
With all the runs, hits, scores, and more, we're building a legacy one game at a time.
I appreciate Gerald. You guys at Legacy do an unbelievable job.
Join us on pay-per-view or video live streaming your favorite high school and college athletics at legacysportsnetwork.com.
Legacy Sports Network is going to be bringing this presentation to your home.
Celebrations underway for the San Antonio Brennan Bears. Well-deserved. Very impressive effort tonight. A 31-7 win over the Stratford Spartans, ending their 11-game winning streak, ending their season, and it'll be the Bears off to Arlington next Friday night to play in the state tournament. Our end-of-game stats brought to you by Allegiance Bank, and as you can imagine, they're heavily in favor of the boys in black and gold.
Yeah, black and yellow dominated tonight. 351 yards of total offense, 19 first downs. The ground game was huge tonight, 295 yards. As for Stratford, 174 yards of total offense, only 8 first downs for Stratford here tonight. They really had a battle on their hands against this Brennan ball club. That was huge defensively here tonight at Reliance Stadium.
Again, Brett Dolan and Ken Moore with you here at Reliance Stadium, and it's rare when we can talk so much about a defensive player. But what Roberson did with at least 3 sacks, maybe double digits tackles, pretty much kept the Spartans from being able to do much offensively.
Yeah, they really could not go to their passing game. When they tried to go to their passing game, he was so disruptive. They could not block him one-on-one. A mistake, I think, coaching-wise there. But he is such a tremendous player. There's really not much you can do with him, even with 2 or 3 players on him.
Final thought, the Bears beginning to run out of running backs, but they have an outstanding young quarterback.
Deshaun Key, outstanding tonight, 3 touchdowns, capped it off with the 42-yarder in the 4th quarter. Very elusive, very strong-minded in the pocket, doesn't make many mistakes at all. Tremendous quarterback for the Brennan Bears.
Great season for the Stratford Spartans. It will end after their 11-game winning streak was snapped tonight, and no state tournament for them. Meanwhile, the Brennan Bears 15-0, and I'll be curious to see if they can take it home next week. My money might be on them.
They got 1 game to go to cap off a perfect season, to go full circle from 0-10 4 years ago, 1 win away from a state championship.
So for Ken Moore, I'm Brett Dolan and our entire Legacy Sports Network crew. We say good night from Reliance Stadium. The Brennan Bears off to the state tournament, defeating Stratford by a score of 31-7. Good night, everyone.